All right. Hello, everybody, and we're back watching the World Cup until the last minute. Korea and Uruguay, they're tied, and then I think Korea is going to advance because they score more goals in the World Cup. So that's very tight, man. How's everybody doing? This is Dan Duran from your host at the Tech Lounge, and I'm here with Andrew Somerton. Andrew, how are you doing, man?
I'm good, Dan. Always good to be here. I love your background. You look like you're in Aspen or somewhere like in Elton Banff or something. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm a little jealous.
Transmitting from Banff in Alberta here in my cottage. You can see the background, my $5 million cottage in the back. So no, it's just my green screen.
my $5 million it's my green screen.
I hope everybody's doing very well, good today. Make sure that you join us every Friday at 12 o'clock. LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, live. Subscribe to YouTube/Get Cyber. Make sure you do that and visit us at Rhino Cybersecurity, Rhino.io. Thanks, Gladstone. He's putting all the stuff on the
Absolutely.
board in there, and we have some people. So let's see who we have on the chat.
We got some happy Fridays coming along, and we got
Yeah, well,
Tamara. There's Tamara.
special VIP, yo VIP coming in the house. Tamara Olmedo, how are you doing, Tamara?
Hey, Tamara. Haven't seen her for a little while. Good to see you. Good to have you back, Tamara.
We also have Sonia Castillo. Nice hat, Dan. She's saying thank you so much. Actually, my wife made it for me.
Oh,
Every,
did you? That's very
every
cool. I love
yeah,
it. It's
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. It's actually she put this pompon on the back, right?
Okay.
And so because I got really jealous. Like my daughters, and Hershey, they all have these toques with really cute little pompons on the top. And so I'm like, hey, how about me, man? We have Eduardo too. Happy Friday. He says, we have Sean. Greetings. Greetings to you too, Mr.
Morning,
Sean. And then I think
Sean.
Tamara says something in there. She says, so glad to be back watching. Yeah, she's been working quite a bit. We have a fantastic show for you. It is about deconstructing sophisticated phishing attacks. And I'm not talking about, the Nigerian prince back in the days. I don't know if you remember.
I think I still get those.
Hi, this is the Nigerian prince, and I have three
I've left you
billion
500
dollars that I
million
need to
dollars.
deposit into your account.
If
Yeah, so that's a little old, right? So no, these are more advanced phishing attacks that hackers are doing right now, especially when it comes to phishing as a service, which because now it's a whole business for hackers and spammers, where like low level hackers or script kiddies, as you call them, they can sign up to for a membership to this software and do phishing attacks, right? And then get money like that. That's just nuts. All right. So, anyways, hello, Young Lian Kai says hello to you. Make sure that you go into our LinkedIn newsletter, Purple Talk, and you sign up right now because we have really good content for you. 4 articles per week on that newsletter. Make sure you go and sign up. And I'm going to share my screen so we can go ahead and get on with the show. I have some really good content, and I have actually a contest for you, Andrew.
okay.
Yes, and for
Oh,
the public out there to participate in this contest. So
beautiful.
I'm going to talk about a vendor client attack. Okay, and I'm going to talk about shortcut links and then two-factor authentication attacks,
Nice.
which are all using social engineering and phishing, and you should be aware of. Right. So the first one, is I have my machine here, and I like doing this. Right, I have a server running. Okay, so this is my listener, and I got an NPN server running, and the attack is basically um, like it goes like this, right? So you get an email. So this is my email. This is my Outlook, right?
Mhm.
And I got an email from somebody that I trust. Okay,
Yeah.
and let's suppose this is your vendor or your supplier, and they get hacked, and they get all the transactions, all the emails from you to them. So get this. This is real life. This is what happens, and it has happened to some of our clients where
Mhm.
like a contractor, for example, gets hacked, and then the hackers are able to read all the material, all the emails, all the chains, and all the stuff, and they're able to send that reply back to the actual person using their exchange server or whatever. So the email address, the name, everything is valid. It goes right through the spam filter.
Yeah.
That's the spam filter doesn't catch it. Certificates are valid. Everything is good, and you get it on your inbox. And when you get it on your inbox, they put your name and everything, and even the signature. So it's very hard to get this type of attacks. But I'll show you how to be able to stop this. So you see, you have your OneDrive here, and there's a link to the OneDrive. When I click on it, what's going to happen is that it's going to open a PDF, and this PDF could be stored pretty much anywhere. It could be on, let's say, a shared drive. It could be on a Google Drive. It could be on a Adobe Drive. It could be on PDF. It could be anywhere, basically. And it's a PDF, usually a hacked account. And the reason why hackers use this is because they want to take piggyback on the fact that they're using third-party applications. So, for example, Google Drive, they all have HTTPS, so they're all secure. Adobe is also secure. Like Google Drive and all of those are secure, right? So they're going to piggyback on stuff that's already there.
Yeah.
So when you get this, and if you click, right? So if I click on this, it jumps to the sign in page. And this sign in page, and like usually what they do, they obfuscate, so they hide the URL, right? And they encrypt. They also encrypt all the stuff in here. So it's really hard for your DNS filtering or any of that stuff to be able to catch these landing pages, especially when, for example, the security certificates and are still valid and the website is not, like it's not blacklisted. The IP address are not blacklisted yet, and it's like a 0-day phishing attack, right? And so you can see here that I jumped into this landing page, and it looks exactly. Wouldn't you tell, Andrew? It looks
It,
exactly like
it,
a.
it looks like exactly like I'm going to sign in, like it's like a regular, Microsoft sign-in page for sure.
Exactly. And but no, this is my Microsoft phishing landing page, and it's running this service. So I'm running this application, npm application that I constructed in here, right? And look what happens. So when I come in here and then I just sign in, so I'm going to put, let's say, whatever name, right? Okay, so this is my email address, right? And then I put my password,
Uh-oh.
and I can actually see the password here. So I'm going to put the actual password and then click on sign in, and it redirects to the Microsoft site, right?
Right.
So the thing that happens in here in the phishing attack is that it redirects to your Office Online. So I'm not showing my Office Online; I'm just showing Microsoft. But
Hmm.
if you're already logged into your Office and it redirects to your login, and then it accesses your drive, then what happens is that you don't even notice that this is a phishing attack. You're going to go back to the email and click again and see, well,
Exactly.
what's going on then. And then you're probably going to reply to the email saying, hey, I didn't get I can't open this, right? So um, if you look at my harvester, right away you see that I was able to harvest the email address
Yeah, and the password.
and password,
Wow.
and this gets written to a file, right? So it gets written to a file. So what hackers do is basically they put this online, and they have this listener or listeners, because it's not just one; it could be multiple on the same server,
Right.
on different ports, right? And they do their attacks, and they're just waiting for, like, credentials to come in and people to sign in, try to sign in and stuff like that.
Right.
And these are very hard to get, because remember, the person that sent it is somebody who is trusted,
Trusted. Exactly. That's the key, right?
and that's the key. But the landing page at the very end, the landing page is almost always going to be not encrypted, so it's not going to have HTTPS, and it's going to be a weird looking URL and
URL. Right.
stuff, right? So yeah, so those are, a couple of things to watch out for. Do we have anybody on the line commenting?
Eduardo, I think, made just a comment. I think we already had it up though. Yeah. That is a trick of taking you to a fake a login page. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, right? It's what you're looking for. And the biggest thing, as we alluded to, and Dan alluded to, is the it's the trusted factor. It's coming from someone you believe in, that you trust, that you see every single day or every week or what have you. So it's like you're not looking for those anomalies or the weird URLs and stuff. You're just, and then all of a sudden you log in and boom, your stuff's gone. So that's exactly right, Eduardo.
Exactly. So the vendor, and I'm going to show you the drivers or kind of like the principles of phishing attacks, right? But they piggyback on the fact that they already hacked somebody else and they have knowledge about you, right? So this is called spear phishing, and it happens usually to HR departments, and
Yeah,
all the time it happens to the accounting department. So like if you're an accounts payable person, you're paying the bills, right? If you get this type of stuff with credentials, or you might get credentials stolen, and also PDFs, right? So remember, so let me just tell you a little story about this, right? So the story goes like this. One of our clients, right? There's something called typo squatting, okay? And typo squatting, it's very hard sometimes to know what it is, or to identify what it is basically a domain. So let's say google.com or amazon.com or any other one of your vendors. Let's say one of your vendor domains,
right.
uh, that it has a digit in there. And usually the way hackers do it is, instead of putting a D, they're going to put a B in there. Or instead of making
Exactly.
an M, they're going to have an N and then another N to make an M. So it's hard for you to be able to see that
Visually,
visual.
yeah, visually detect it. Like you're gonna overlook at it, right?
Yes, yeah. So what happened to one of our clients, our vendors, is that their client got hacked. Okay,
Right.
and now they were able to read all the information, right? And the hackers were able to see all the information from that person that got, or that company that got hacked, right? So including contracts, which is confidential information. So when they intercepted an email from the client to the vendor, right? And when they did that, they used the typo squatting on the domain to send a
Yeah.
reply,
Right.
right? And it said something like, "Hey, listen, because we're being audited, make sure that you change your payment details, and here's a PDF with the payment details."
Right.
The new payment details. When you open the PDF, it shows you the new SWIFT and bank account and Canadian bank and a Canadian bank, with all the information. So the accounts payable person is going to go and change the account information for the client, and then or
Send
the
the bill
vendor,
and
and then send $300,000 to this one Canadian bank. It's a Canadian bank, or foreign bank, Canadian or the US, and then all of a sudden the money is siphoned out, right?
immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Because what happens is that the hackers do hack bank accounts, and when they hack bank accounts, whatever money comes in, they will defund it right away. They will just siphon the money and run out of with the funds. So by the time they get caught, or they find out what happened, it is just too late. The money is already overseas somewhere, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like pretty crazy, right? So those
Yeah.
are the type of things that you gotta watch out for. There's another type of attack. So phishing attacks, it's not just a credential harvester, uh, which is what I show you here.
Hmm.
Also, it is a malware piece that you can download into your computer. And we have cases where, for example, somebody downloads a shortcut link. Okay, so but they're thinking, and again, it's all trust. Somebody sends them an email with an attachment, and the attachment is it looks like it was a PDF file, right? So if you look at your like PDF, so one of these icons in here. So um, let me see if there's a PDF. I just grabbed this from the web. Um, so a PDF icon, but it's not a PDF icon. What it is actually a shortcut link with the icon changed to a PDF. So
Right.
when you click on it, instead of opening or downloading or opening a PDF, what's going to happen is going to link to a website that is hacked, which is going to download malware into your computer, and then you're going to get a a virus on your computer, which is
Exactly.
going to do really naughty things, right? So that's kind of like the PDF link stuff, right? So that's the second type of attack, right? And I have a game for you, so just hang on.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
have a game.
we're waiting for the game. Absolutely.
Yeah, so if you have any comments, if you have any questions, make sure you post them online, and then we'll be able to display them. And yeah, so all right, so let's go to the next one. So let me see it here. Okay, two-factor authentication, social engineering attacks. This one is, oh my god, this one is crazy. Okay, so and the reason why we're telling you this is so you are careful on what to do.
Right.
So we posted here a link on um oh no, this is the wrong one, sorry. So we posted a link on the on an article where they got, I think it was Twitter or what, who was it that got hacked, doesn't matter. Anyways, the company that got hacked, it was like this. It was like pretty ingenious. So the person, one of the developers received SMS, right? Two-factor authentication um, code sent
Cool.
to
Yeah.
their phone, right? And what happened is they got a phone call, and or sorry, an email saying that they needed to. It was the IT department that was doing this, so you need to authorize the two-factor authentication so we can go ahead and do the work that we need to on your computer or whatever it is. So they
Right.
got an email from IT, right,
Yeah.
saying that, and then all of a sudden they got the two-factor authentication text message on their phone, right? So it's a very complex attack, right?
Yeah.
So then the person that got the attack, so the two-factor authentication code, did not do anything, right? And so the hackers continued to do that, and they pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed until the hackers got a hold of, they had they had their WhatsApp number, sent the WhatsApp message, hey, this is the IT department, you
Right.
need to click or you need to give me the number now so we can fix your computer. And they were like, okay, sure. And then they give the hackers the two-factor authentication code, and then the company got hacked, and then it was all over the news. And I don't remember. It's just actually I forgot
Well,
what
and
it is.
I think it's because people are lazy too, right? I mean, the big thing is there's a trust factor. We're confident and comfortable with what we do each and every day, and all of a sudden this is so legit looking. We don't go above and beyond a lot of times, and that's where the awareness and being proactive and versus reactive is so important. And learning and listening to like this kind of stuff, because if you get this in an office, take the extra minute or two and pick up and talk to the IT guy and say, are you doing this? Are you guys working at this? Because you shouldn't just be doing things, arbitrarily based on somebody sending you a text or an email or
Yes,
that's the big thing, right? Like you need to be proactive, and that's really, really, or activate it before you give out the information. Make sure you verify that this is the right person I'm speaking to.
exactly. So we have somebody on the line
Yeah, someone new.
asking a really good question. It is Deva Desari. He asks, he says, "Hi, sir. Could you please suggest an in-depth header phishing analysis, sir?" Amazing, really good that you ask, Deva, because you can definitely do an analysis. And if you look at my email here, right? So this is the email, and you right-click, and in here you can see the source code. Okay, so when you click on the source code, you'll be able to see all of this header. So the source code is actually whatever is containing on the email plus the headers. So see, he's talking about the headers in here. There's a
Right.
few things that you need to look into when looking at the headers. Right. So let me just duplicate this, and I'm going to just expand it so you can see. All right, here's the header. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is look for SPF. Okay. So if you look for SPF, there you go. And then just continue on. You're gonna get maybe at the very beginning it is.
Maybe. Yeah.
Let me see if I can actually look for it. manually. Okay, so there's a lot. This is just the image. The image is embedded on base 64.
Right.
So, oh man, this is all ad hoc. So, Deva, I'm just going to tell you what it is and how to look for. Okay, so the first things that you got to do first, SPF. When you look at the header, you need to make sure that the SPF is valid. Okay, and it will tell you on the header. I can't find it because there's a lot of stuff in here. um, it will tell you that it's okay, SPF okay. When you get the SPF okay, it means that it is a legitimate source. The second thing that you need to look at is your DMARC. Okay, the DMARC is going to be somewhere in here as well, and it's going to say DMARC okay,
Okay.
right? And the third one is the DKIM. So those are the three things. And then what you can also do is this. So you go online, you take a look at the IP address. So for example, this is the IP address of the server that sent the email.
Right.
Okay. So let me just delete this copy and then go back to here. And then I'm going to go into VirusTotal, right? So I go into VirusTotal, type in the IP address, right?
Mm.
Uh, Sorry, that's not the IP address that I copy. But let's suppose like any other IP address, 167 dot whatever dot whatever dot whatever. Okay, type in the IP address, and you're gonna see if there is any security vendors that are flagging this IP address as
Right.
a bad IP address. If there is, then it is most likely this is going to be a phishing attack. It's going to be a bad email because the IP address is already flagged, right? So you can extract that from the header and then you can plug it in here. Now, the second thing that you can also do is look at the sender email address. So, for example, if I type in rhino.io here, right,
Mhm.
and then I check the email, I'm going to be able to see on mxtools.com the SPFs and the IP address and everything. So you don't even have to go to you don't even have to check the actual header. You can just type in their domain address in here. And from here you can look at, for example, SPF record lookup. So if I look at the SPF, then I'll be able to see the SPF and if it's valid or not. So you can see here that our own SPF is valid. You can also check the DMARC, and then you can check the DKIM in here, right? So you can see here DKIM and then DMARC. So that's how you analyze emails. Very good question. Very good question.
Mm.
Now, if you want to analyze your own headers, this is how you do it. And if you see any errors on the headers, on in terms of SPF and stuff like that, make sure you fix them because if you don't have SPF, you can be spoofed very easily,
Right.
right? So yeah, so good questions.
Good
I
question.
hope that helped. It's a little more technical than what we wanted to see, but that definitely helps quite a bit. We have a few comments in there. I think Tamara has a question
Oh,
or a comment
no, I
in
was
there.
just basically, yeah, I was just about me talking about the person beforehand and being proactive. That's also so true. So true, Andrew. Hackers are banking on human weakness and error. So, and that's exactly what it is, the human component. But thanks, Tamara. Absolutely.
Absolutely, and this is a good segue into what I'm going to be talking about. Okay, so social engineering principles, okay, they act on human emotion, and that's exactly what you were saying, Andrew.
Exactly. Yeah.
And these are the different type of triggers or human emotions that they act on. Okay,
Mm.
so first
Urgency
one
for
is
sure.
urgency. Then we have trust, authority, intimidation, consensus, and scarcity and enticement. Okay, and I'm gonna have a little game here. Okay, I'm gonna show you some phishing attacks, and
Hmm.
you have to out there tell me what type of attacks they are. Okay, or
Hmm.
what type of principle or human emotion are they appealing to? Okay, I'll see. Easy enough.
Sounds easy enough. We'll see. Come on,
Well,
everybody. Everybody participate out there, please.
yes. So I mean, let me just explain the concept, and then maybe we can play the game. The first one is urgency. Urgency is you got to act on this right now.
Now. Yeah.
If you don't act on it, something's going to happen. Like a deal, for example, 30% off until limited time offer. Today, if you don't do this, then it's or your account is compromised. Like blah blah blah. You need to log in right away and and sign up. Then you have um, trust, right? Trust. We just talked about it. A vendor, like one of your friends, our
Right.
colleague is sending you an email and stuff like that. Then
Supplier,
we
what
have
have you.
authority. What do you think authority is, Andrew?
Probably like C-level executives and things like that, asking somebody to do something for them on their behalf. So, basically someone in a power position, a manager, a marketing manager, or like I said, a C-level executive asking for something.
Yes, exactly. And then we have intimidation. What do you
Do
think
it or
intimidation is?
oh, well, it's intimidation is kind of like, and you get these phone calls all the time. This is CRA, or this is what you call now. We're going to send the police to your house in the next half an hour. So it's like it's a scare tactic, but it's also intimidation. It's making you feel like, oh my goodness, you know, I
Yes.
got to do this.
Yeah. So maybe Gladstone, if you can put online mxtools.com. So mxtools.com, if you can type it in and then put it online. I think Deba had a question in there. And he's saying nowadays also, sorry for to interrupt you, sir. SPF, DMARC, and DKIM, IP and domains. Yes. So the first one is, as I said, is mxtools.com. That's the first one. Let me just see if I can get it in here. mxtoolbox.com. There you go. mxtoolbox.com. That's the first website you have to check. The second one is VirusTotal. So if you go to VirusTotal, you can search for IP addresses, URLs, domains, file hashes, anything in here to see whether they're good or they're bad. Maybe I went over this really quick because it's more technical than what we want, but those are the tools. And
Absolutely. And
yes,
don't ever hesitate, guys. I love the interaction and the questions, and some of them can obviously we kind of have to skim over them for the purpose of the show, but always reach out to us, ask questions. We're here as a company and as a team to help guide and share our insight and work with our companies and people out there. So we're always available.
yes. So GIF, he's also asking about GIF attacks, and those are kind of very, very common um, um, on emails, right? So
Right.
usually, what happens is the it's called gift takeover. Maybe that's what he's talking about. The gift account takeover on Microsoft Teams. So there is a vulnerability in there on GIF, or I'm not sure if he's talking about that or he's talking about the actual phishing. We're talking about phishing. So usually they use a GIF or an image at the very end to be able to get information who opened the emails or who clicked on the
Right.
emails. But if he's talking about Teams, there's a Teams GIF account takeover that is going on the and this is kind of not new. This is from like 2020, 2019. But
Right.
okay, all right. So let's move on. So these are the enticements. I mean, sorry, these are the principles. Okay.
Right.
So now you have to tell me
Mention.
what is what. Okay.
Yep.
You ready?
Hope so. Come on, team. Come on, everybody. Everybody, the
All right.
audience. Let's do this.
Okay, the first one, you got to notice from PayPal. You need to, we need your help to resolve an unauthorized activities on your account. Dear customer, this is part of our buyer protection program. We are concerned that someone is using your account and you need to log in and fix it right now. Now, what type of principle is this following? Anybody? Let me just pull up the principles in here. There you go. What type of what type of I think I give it out. I think I give it out. Well, somebody says trust.
there's a few of them, right?
And I don't think it's trust. Who else? Urgency.
I would,
Absolutely.
yeah, I would say
100%
I would say
urgency.
urgency too. Good job, Tamara.
Why is it not trust? Andrew, do you know why this is not trust?
Well, I mean, they're not really they're not basing it on anything right now. They're just asking a question. So there's no trust factor. It's just basically, here's what's happening. We need you to act on it right away because this is what could be going on, right?
Yes, exactly. So the thing is this is absolutely 100% urgency. Trust
Urgency.
involves your family, your
Family.
friends,
Yeah.
your colleagues, your vendors, your clients, that's trust. But this is 100% urgency. And you can see that there's spelling mistakes also. You can see
Good.
our
Great
here,
point.
our buyer and stuff like that, right? So if you get something like this, do you need to act right away? Possibly no, right? You need to check the link to see what's going on.
Right.
All right, let's go to the next. Let's go to the next one.
Good job, Tamara. Got some love from India again, guys, just so you know. Dan, everybody. I'm back. Love from India.
How about this one?
Okay, here we go.
50% off savings. Better act right now on Grammarly. Limited time offer. What is this?
Urgency. I don't know. This is my guess, but I'm not. You guys, let's get it out there again.
It
Grammarly.
is urgency. Again, it is urgency. They are trying to get you to click on the link, right? And get you hacked like that, right?
Yay, Tamara, what? Everyone zero. I think Tamara is very competitive. Yay, Tamara, one. Everyone else zero.
Yeah, she's playing. She's playing
She's playing the game.
The World Cup of phishing attacks.
Sonya got urgency too. Kevin got urgency. Way to go, guys! Love the participation. Urgency, Alex. Love it.
All right, Mary is sending an email to Joe, and it says, "Hi, Joe. Are you in the office? Kindly let me know because I need you to send out an important payment for me today. Thank you, Mary, CEO." Her last name is a little wonky. Somebody says trust.
I'm going to go with authority.
It is. Diego says spam. What are you smoking, Diego? Spam.
Diego.
Spam.
Spam.
All right, authority. This
We
is
love you,
definitely
Diego.
100% authority. It's driven by authority. Why? Because the CEO is the one that is actually sending an email to Joe, and this could be this is kind of a hack, right? And it has happened to some of our clients where or like known entities where Mary or the person, like the assistant, got an email from or a text message from usually an email from the CEO saying, you need to go and buy gift cards at Walmart. And this is true story. This is a true story. A Mary out there, or whatever her name was, got and bought, I think, $1,500 worth of cards, like gift cards at Walmart. And she sent the codes to the hackers, thinking that it was the CEO of the company. True story. True story. I'm not lying.
Pick up the phone, people. Pick up the phone. Talk to people. Don't just use your phones or text messages or emails or.
Yes, absolutely.
If you're unsure, do your due diligence.
Yes. Diego says, I can't say it in public, man.
Diego.
That's very funny, Diego. Very funny.
Tamara's laughing at Diego too. I love the interaction. Here we go.
Okay. How about this one?
All right.
Hi, stranger. I hacked your device because I sent you this message from your account. If you have already changed your passwords, my malware will intercept it every time. Okay. You might not know me, but it continues on. And then it says, immediately, I know what you did. I know that you're using, I'm not going to say the word, but, like this kind of disgusting activities online and you're doing stuff, right? And you need to send me the money right away. Or, see, you can see the word here. I'm not going to say the word because I don't want to get dinged by YouTube. But this word here, I saw that, and I'm going to disclose this information to everybody, including your mother. What type of activity? I'm making it very easy for you guys. What is this?
I would say a lot of people have said it already, so I'm going to say it out loud. I'm going to say intimidation as well, because they're literally, yeah, exactly.
Intimidation, man. That's absolutely. I know what you did last summer.
I know what you did last summer. I know. I saw you put that. But it's so. Can you imagine getting that email and it's so as a matter of fact? I mean, it is intimidating. It's like, oh my goodness, what do I do? Right?
Yeah. I know. I don't know if you understand this, where I'm going with this, but all of these are social engineering principles that affect human cognition, and they get you to act on it as soon as possible, because any of these are like, oh my gosh, it's my boss, he's sending me this information, or oh my gosh, they got my account, they're going, I'm hacked already, so I have to send them money, or whatever it is. It is
It's all
important, right?
emotional. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. All right, let's look at this one. Flash sale. Get 50% off from FreshBooks for 6 months. This deal disappears in 3 days.
Call to action urgency.
This is, I think I touched on this before too. Um, it is urgency,
I was gonna
right?
say, yep.
But look at this one too, scarcity, right?
Oh,
So
that's
we
good.
only have three left. We only have, like, sometimes what happens is, like they're, and you know what? These are tactics that also uh, e-commerce applications use, right? So there's three left in stock, right?
Right.
And then you're gonna be like,
Exactly.
oh my god, there's three
I
left
can't
in
miss
stock.
out.
I can't miss out. I have to buy it now because somebody's gonna buy it from me. So scarcity is also very important, right? So um,
It's a
like
combination. Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna think, oh my gosh, there's only one. I have to act now or else, right? So this is a combination of urgency, obviously,
Absolutely.
but also scarcity. There is a question in there.
Yep. Let's see the question.
Technify, I think, has a question as well. Sir, I want to know if there is any bachelor degree required to make a career in cybersecurity. Bachelor degree requirement? Not really. I think what you need to do is definitely in. I hope you're. I'm really glad that you're back because I remember you from
Right.
last week.
Yeah.
Technify, we love you, man. We're super happy that you're here with us. You don't have to take a bachelor's degree, but if you want to, absolutely, 100%. But it wouldn't be in cybersecurity, it would be in computer science, right? So computer science, absolutely, I love computers, man. I play games, and I'm spend a lot of time on my computer doing different things, penetration testing, building software, doing all kinds of stuff. So I love computers, Linux, micro. I know some people don't like Windows. I love Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. I love all operating systems, right? So I'm very agnostic when it comes to that. Um, but computer science, man, if you want to get into cybersecurity, it's really hard to get into it at the very beginning, as like a very beginner level, right? So you need to know all your basics of how computers work, how networks work, how the internet works, and then you start learning about cybersecurity. So if you want to take like a bachelor's degree, I 100% endorse education. I have a master's degree in business. I have a bachelor's degree. I'm doing my master's degree in science and cybersecurity. I love university. So if you want to go to university, absolutely computer science. If you want to go to college, you can take IT management, for example, network administration, system administration. All of those are going to prepare you to know your information technology first. So I hope you answered that question. Who is next? Do we have any questions? All
Any other
right. So,
questions? Oh, that's good. That's right down.
okay, let's do this.
All right. Another one. Do we have another one? Oh, here we go.
Dear Andrew, you still have a document pending on your document cloud. You're required to access before its expiry date. This is mandatory if you follow the below button. The grammar here is not very good, man, and that's kind of one of the telltale signs, right? So, what is
For
this?
sure. Call to action. What's the pull it up? Let's see. Document.
Anybody? Well, it is urgency.
Urgency. Got a lot of urgencies. It's really on that emotion, right? Push, push, push. They make it react now, react now, react now.
React. Yes. Okay, let's see this one. Unusual and sign-in activity. We detected that some unusual sign-in activity is going on your Windows computer. We have found suspicious login attempts on your Windows computer through an unknown source. Review your account. What is this? It is urgency again. Urgency. For some reason, that there's a common denominator here, right? Urgency is the most used phishing attack or social engineering attack, right? So you got to act now. Something is going on, man. You, Diego has a comment in there. Sure, people used to take bad decisions when they feel the pressure of urgency.
Urgency,
Absolutely,
sure.
100%, Diego. You are correct.
It's
Um,
also, I mean, could that also come from a source of trust, Dan? Because you're reading something like that. Now, depending on who it comes from, unusual sign-in activity, because someone's telling you that, they're kind of giving you information that's valuable. So if you read that wrong or if you read that right, depending on how you do it, could it be again like, well, to exactly
yes,
trust, exactly the question I'm asking, Tamara, because I'm looking.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's because I'm reading it going, well, wait a second, who's this coming from? Because it seems really legit and it's concerning. So what do I do? Right. So there's a
Yes. 100%,
okay,
100% right. So this is, yeah, I would say this is number one urgency, but it is trust because it's coming from Microsoft in quotes, right?
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's also authority, right? Because it could come from the IT department or something like
Exactly.
that.
Who it
So
comes from. Exactly. I think you
and
got to put Tamara back up there. Tamara, that's, you see, we're on the same page there.
and I would say you also feel a little intimidated.
Intimidating, 100%. Yeah,
It's like, "Oh
absolutely.
my god, I'm getting hacked, man. I gotta act now." So
Exactly.
you're being, intimidated in there as well. So
And,
yes,
and
that's
in a question like that, Dan, as an individual, you may not have resources to actually, call or get a hold of. So, I mean, obviously, if you're a part of an organization and you have that resource to reach out and ask, then great. But if you're in a company and you receive something like this, what would be your? I mean, I know what I would do. What would your recommendation be? Because again, it is playing on multiple components of that emotional
yeah.
trust, urgency, etc. What would you do?
Yeah, if you're flying solo, if you're like, a lone wolf, let's say, consultant or somebody that has a really small office and small company, what you need to do is, first of all, you need to watch out for what's going on in here. So you can see that this email is coming from outlook.com and it says no reply m steam 2.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense, right? So it's
Yeah.
coming from an unknown entity.
Right.
But it is coming from outlook.com. So that means that somebody's Outlook got hacked, right? So it
Right.
could be a Hotmail account, it could be an MSN account, it could be a live account. They got hacked, right? So but this username, it's kind of weird, right?
Weird. Yeah.
The other thing is, Windows user alert. They're not saying, Dan
Exactly. Or
and
personalizing
when
it.
it's not personalized. So this is a mass email that it gets sent out to a lot of different
Good
companies
point.
and individuals, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is, um details. Like, for example, if you read the email, I don't think Microsoft would ever send you uh a um um, a link with spelling mistakes and grammar
Yeah.
mistakes and stuff like that, right? So you
Yeah.
have to look at the read it what it says, right? So if you find any spelling mistakes, like it's kind of weird, right? Like, to happen in an email like this.
Yeah.
But the most important thing that you got to do is you hover over the image or whatever it is that the link, you see that,
Yeah.
and look at the domain. If you look at the domain or the IP address or whatever, if it's not a Microsoft email, then you know that it is actually, it
Perfect.
could be a hack, right? So it could
Right.
be yeah. So those are the things that you need to look at. Uh,
Beautiful.
and what do you do after? Well, you just right click and you can go into report junk and then click on phishing.
Perfect.
So what you're doing when you are clicking on phishing, this email is going to disappear from your account. The email is going to get blacklisted, so you're never going to receive emails from this entity again. And you're also reporting it to Microsoft, so they can take action.
Exactly. That's a great point that you brought that forward, Dan, because
Excuse
a
me.
lot of times is, do I just not open it? Do I leave it in my inbox so I forget about it? But you're bang on. You being, having that tool to be able to go in, click on it, and then report it. It not only eliminates it, it actually blacklists it. It also, and it stops it hopefully from coming again. And the proper authorities and stuff are now aware of what's going on.
Yes, and I'm sorry that I have a little cough. I'm chugging in there,
It's
so it's the drying here. All right. Okay. So I think Technify is asking about
yeah,
SSRF attacks. Um they are more confined into the web, as opposed to email, right?
Email.
So yeah. So what we can I get that's we can make another let me show you on the screen, right? So I went to Port Swinger, so I have a Burp Suite. Burp Suite is a very good application that I use all the time. I have a professional version. I think it's $400 $500 to buy. Server side. So he's talking about server side request forgery, right?
Right.
So it is not. It is a web driven vulnerabilities that the hackers are attacking. So in your headers, this is all domain headers, right? So
Mm,
when you a good place to check for domain headers would be something like Mozilla Observatory, Mozilla Observatory, right? So if I go here and I type in andduran.me, which is my website, and I'm going to force a scan, then you'll be able to see all your headers. And one of the
right.
headers is going to be your security headers. If I click on that link there, or you can go straight to security headers, you'll see that all of these headers are actually good for me, right?
Yep.
So A, but if you have your headers are like kind of messed up, then you might have a problem with SSRF in there, right? So and then you can get an attack on the server side. Um, so that is not phishing. That's not. This is completely web development and web design. And sorry, web um, uh, vulnerabilities, right? So I hope that helps a little bit. All right, the next one. Let me recap. We have enticement,
Enticement. Yeah.
scarcity, consensus, intimidation, authority, trust, and urgency. Let's look at the next one. Okay, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Yes, I am the RegTech, super nervous about speaking to you tomorrow, and I just spoke with Ravi from the accounts team and you. He said they hadn't received the last two payments. It was awkward. He gave me some new details. It seems that I have been paying into an old account. Could you please pay the past 2 months as soon as possible? Then I can tell him it's done. Counting on you. What is this?
Well, the subject line's urgent, but it's it's playing on confusion too. Um, so do I know this person who's reaching out to me? I urgent spoke to Ravi. And he gave me
Yes, you spoke with Ravi from the
yeah,
accounts team.
yeah,
So you know who Ravi is, right?
yeah. Um,
And this is Laura. And probably Laura, let's say Laura Simpson is your friend.
I think there's a trust factor involved. I think that's a big thing. I mean, I would definitely question a few things because there's urgency, there's questions being asked, but I think it's I think there's a couple in there. I think trust is definitely one of them. Urgency is another one. I think Tamara she's actually said both actually. I think she's right. All of the
Yes.
above. I think there we go. Tamara's actually got all of the above. I don't disagree with her. That was a little bit yeah, you have to think about it because
Trust.
it's yeah. You think it's just
100%
trust?
trust.
Yeah.
Because yeah, because Ravi.
I know
He's
Ravi. I know it's about
Ravi is
counting.
one of your employees, Andrews, or
Yeah.
one of your colleagues, right? So, and this person, Laura, talked to Ravi, and Ravi said that, yeah, well, the payments are not getting through, so you need to kind of
Yeah.
pay us, and then I'll let you know, right? So,
So the
definitely
first thing I
trust.
would do is call Ravi. Say, hey Ravi, did you speak to this person?
You got it.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone. You said it, right? Like pick up
Yeah.
the phone and see what's going on, right? This is a good one. This is a good one. Okay,
It is a
let's
good
see
one.
this.
Yeah. Oh,
Amazon.
that's a
We are delighted to enclose a 100 $100 Amazon gift card as a way of saying thank you. I mean, Amazon does this all the time, doesn't it?
so nice. They're so
Yeah, they're
nice.
so nice there at Amazon. They give you money for free. What is this?
You know the funny thing is because Amazon is such a trusted brand, um, but then you're playing on emotion, right? And enticement. I like the enticement. I think the enticement. I think Sonia's right with the enticements, but it's because this is multiple as well. And that's why it's so difficult sometimes, because you use a brand like Amazon, you trust it, then it's enticing because it's $100 gift card.
Yes.
And we all use it. So it's like, I don't know. I'm going to go with trusted and not trusted so much, but I like the enticement one. Actually, I'm going to go with Tanya.
Enticement.
Yeah,
100% enticement. And somebody
enticement
said BS in there. 100% because nobody, no company in the world is going to send you money,
gift card.
right? So it, trust me on this one. It's always discounts. It's always okay. You can, because
Buy
we
this,
love,
get
we love you so much. Exactly. You get 20% off on the next discount, or you can buy one. But they always, companies like real legit companies are always going to try to get money from you and give you a discount afterward. Not
exactly.
not here's free money so
Here's
you can
free
do
money.
whatever.
Unless you're a casino. Sometimes casinos, you go to casinos and then if you sign up for our, I don't know, let's call it reward program, you get a free $20. But there you're actually at the casino, you're actually getting it. So it's interaction, it's real life, right?
Yeah,
Where this
buy
is all
one get
deceiving.
one.
Yeah.
BOGO. BOGO. All right. Yeah, and I think that's the end of it.
That was a good.
Yes.
Those are good. Those, you see how, you know what I love about that is they can be so, they but all emotion, like you said, everything's emotion. Every single act, everything you read. But you have to be thorough. You can't be in a rush. And we
Yes.
live in a and they thrive on that, right? Because we live in a rush society. We live in a rush world. It's like, get it done, go to the next one. Get it done, go to the next one. And you just sometimes have to slow down, especially with how fast everything's moving. And I think to really protect ourselves, you need to do that. And Tamara, I think, commented on my last comment where it was like, phone, what's that? What do you mean pick up a phone? Do we have
Yes.
phones? And it's true. I think we need to go
Absolutely.
backwards to go forwards and protect
Absolutely.
ourselves.
Technify asks, sir, can you make live on CTF? So capture the flag on live. Oh yes, I've been thinking about that. I have an account with Hacker Box, the Hack the Box, right? And I'm pretty well advanced on that on Hack the Box, and I can actually do live capture the flags in there. That would be a good idea to do. I don't know if we're gonna have a lot of people joining me, but it's definitely something that I've been considering doing. All right, so I have another one here, Andrew, for you.
Okay.
This is from the Apple Store,
Oh,
right? Your order, blah 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 blah, is being processed. We will notify you after the order is sent uh, to be email. To be
to
email.
be emailed, to be mailed.
Achatu reçu, which is the achat, I guess in French. What is
Correct.
this?
I mean, it's an order number. So I mean, people right now are inundated with orders and getting things, but I think it's process. Someone said enticements. I'm going by confusion too a little bit, because you're going like, which one did I order today? What have I ordered? Did I get on Amazon? Did I buy something through through an email, through a separate company? Did I?
Okay.
So it's like
Well,
the
I just
trust.
I just picked it up from the web, right? So if it wasn't for, okay, so let me just tell you a little something, okay? If it wasn't for that B there, you can
Be
see
there,
the
yeah,
B.
it's spelled, yeah,
You see the B there,
yeah,
right? About, where is it? Right here, the
yeah,
B.
right, yeah.
I would say this is a legit email because it's coming from payments at
Payment and orders dot Apple.
orders.apple.com, right? So you can see right away that apple.com is a legitimate website and they won't get spoofed, right? So it is coming from apple.com,
But
and
then it's
you can see the order, and there's nothing really bad about this email except for that B there that is like weird, right? So I would say this could be a legitimate email unless you're you have really bad configuration on your email. And if you do your SPF and somebody can actually spoof uh, an apple.com
right.
domain, and if you don't have the right security on your email, it can actually go to your inbox. Most likely this is not going to go to your inbox, it's going to go to your spam filter, right? So that's a weird one, right?
It's a weird one for sure. You know what? I've been so programmed through you and our business. I don't think if I actually had an email that came through that was urgent, that was real, I'd probably just dismiss it anyways, because I built that I guess the culture of I just don't trust anybody anymore.
Yeah.
So you have to be
Somebody
extra
says,
careful.
yeah, somebody says, shouldn't it be from Apple,
Apple.com.
orders at apple.com? Not necessarily. It could be also a subdomain. So payments.apple.com.
Oh, okay.
Right? So apple.com is the main domain, right? So the main the main domain for Apple or Amazon, amazon.com, amazon.ca. But then Amazon has a whole bunch of uh subdomains. So it could be payments, it could be marketing, it could be no reply, it could be like other subdomains in there,
Mm,
right? As long as the main domain is correct, then you're good.
it's okay.
All right. So let me just talk about a couple of things. So we talked about urgency, we talked
Mhm,
about trust, authority, intimidation. We also talked about scarcity and enticement.
mhm.
What is consensus, Andrew?
Consensus is you're giving someone authority, or not authority per se, but approval, or the rights to do something.
Mm,
Is that right or wrong?
no, not really. Not
Okay.
really.
Okay.
Consensus is has to do with the fact that everybody's doing it.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay. Now I see what you're coming
everybody,
from.
yeah, everybody's doing the same thing. So you piggyback along and you do it also,
Right.
right?
Okay.
So
Yes. Yes.
it is exactly an agreement between multiple parties. Spelling mistakes in there, agreement, but that's okay. We forgive you, Gladstone. But absolutely, so consensus is an agreement between different parties. It's what is everybody's doing it, so
Right.
you do it again, right? So
Right.
that is the okay. So let me give you an example of consensus.
Okay.
Okay. So your uncle comes to you, one
Hmm.
of your uncles, right? So and he says, I invested in crypto and I put $1,000 in there, and so did Laura, and so did your sister-in-law also put $500 into this crypto. It's a really good idea to do it. Why don't you do it again? Like, why don't you do it, Andrew?
Right. So
That's consensus.
the consensus everybody is doing it, so I should jump on.
Yes,
Kind
exactly.
of
Because your
everybody.
uncle did it.
It's right, and I believe I trust him, so he's telling me it's okay to do it. Go ahead and do it.
Exactly. So it is trust. It is probably enticing because you're going to get that like a 50% return on your investment, which is like you wouldn't hear, like you hear this all the time from crypto, right? So but it's not it's just like a fugazi is in the air,
Mm,
right? So
mhm.
but it is consensus because it is appealing to the fact that other people that or it's doing it too, so you're going to jump on the bandwagon, right?
Right.
So that is consensus. The host said, you lose a point, Gladstone. Sonia Castillo, she is very, very belligerent in there saying that, okay, well,
Gladstone lost a point. My mom.
my mom used to say, if your friends
Friends,
are
I'll
all
jump up.
jumping off the bridge, would you do it?
Would
Yeah,
you
that,
do it? It's true. I've heard that old saying too. If your parents always said that if your friends jumped off a bridge, would you as well? I mean, and that's the thing, right? But back down to consensus is it's a trust thing, right? So if you all these trusted people are doing something, they're building that consensus to build that trust. But you're right. If it's a negative consensus, you start again, like anything. It's just like I've said from the get go. It's about slowing down and reacting and saying, okay, wait a second. Is this good for me, or if it's not good for me? Is this right? Is this not? Who should I ask? Should I do it myself? Should I do my own homework? Not just trust, not go in blinded to everything you're doing.
exactly. And just to finalize, we have only 2 minutes left. We put an article, and this is from Black Friday, but it does apply for any of the holidays that are coming up, Christmas, right, and whatever holidays you celebrate, they're all coming up, New Year's and stuff like that, right? So very, very, very important. Tamara also says peer pressure works very well. That's consensus, right?
Yeah,
Peer pressure,
exactly. Yeah,
right?
100%.
So fake order scams, right? So and these are usually kind of like you get what you get on your email, right? Like or on your phone, like your order has been
Process.
delayed or it's processed, and then you're like, oh, but I didn't make an order, what the heck? So you click and then you go. Phishing, just remember something. 50% of the people out there use mobile phones instead of computers, right?
Right.
So the emails that you get on your mobile, they're just as well phishing as well as what you get. So on your desktop, right? So those text messages that you get, right? So that's another type of phishing, right? That's called smishing, right? So it's message phishing, but it's still phishing, right? So you click on the order, and then like your orders has been delayed, your payment details have been changed, whatever it is. You click on it, and then you get scammed. So fake order scams, watch out for those. Fake tracking number scams. Have you seen those? It was like, oh, we lost your package. Here's the
Actually,
tracking number. Please click. And then,
exactly.
and you
It's
know what? The
crazy.
problem is that a lot of people buy. Like, man, I went with my wife to the mall yesterday. Okay, and it was empty. Like
Yeah,
the mall is empty, man. And at
it's
this
true.
time of the year, it's usually like pretty packed, right? Like it's
Yes.
Christmas time. It was bad, man. And all the stores are closed. Like half of the
Yeah.
stores in the mall are closed. It's If you're in the mall business, get
It's
out, man. It
it's
is
sad because my wife and I went actually last week. We hadn't been to a mall for probably 3 years, and the exact same thing. There was nobody there. Even the Santa Claus, there was a Santa Claus there, and there wasn't one person in line to get a picture with Santa Claus. It was actually
I know.
sad. It's
Yeah, the
crazy.
Santa Claus, instead of going ho ho ho, he's like "Woo, woo,
Oh, ho,
woo."
ho.
Right? There's no kids, right?
Yeah,
So Santa Claus with no kids in there, I felt like myself sitting on the lap of Santa Claus there, just to make him feel better, right? So, anyways, yeah. So everybody's buying online. Everybody's buying on Amazon. Everybody's buying on Costco, Walmart, and
absolutely.
so
Everything.
on. So they get packages and stuff like that. So these fake tracking scams are kind of like a beck and call, right? Like everybody's getting them. Fake website or mobile application scams. Oh man, mobile applications. You bet, especially in this type of a year, if you're using an Android, especially,
Yeah,
there's
careful.
tons of Santa and Christmas
Yeah,
mobile applications that you can download from the store and then install them. Those are bad. They could be atrocious, right? So you can get hacked like that, or fake websites. And some of them are really, they look very legit, man. I show you, for example, the Microsoft online website looks very legit. Some
cool.
of websites that you see they look very, very legit as well, right? We have
100%.
okay, so let's see what oh my gosh, we're past the
We're
time,
already.
man.
I was going to say we're already past. That was. I love the interaction today. It was a lot of fun with everybody joining in.
Absolutely. So, once again, guys, if you have going to our website, visit us at rhino.io. Make sure that you also go into LinkedIn and sign up to our newsletter and join on next time on Friday, 12 o'clock. We'll see you then. Purple
Absolutely.
Talk, all of that.
That was a
This,
lot of fun. A lot of fun, Dan. It was purple tie. Absolutely. Lots of things to get you educated, guys. Lots of things being brought to you from Rhino that we're really proud of, and we're excited. Some more things coming down in the near future that are going to be targeting you specifically as the individual that I think you get a lot out of. And you know what? Everybody who joined us today from India as well, thanks for coming again. And you know what? It was a good show. It was very
make
interactive and
sure
very
you,
informative. Good show,
make sure
Dan.
you subscribe and watch the World Cup, man.
Watch the World Cup. Go England.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.